Greetings, scholars. So I want to give you guys an idea of how we are going to engage in discourse in this class using your portfolio essays as sort of your contributions to the conversation. So you will have a series of readings assigned to you this week, and they are all under one umbrella. Currently, the umbrella is topics in education, but that can change. Sometimes I put the umbrella over technology in our world. Sometimes we do other things. And what you're going to do is we're going to join a conversation about that topic. So your initial readings are different narratives and different arguments that have been made or that touch on the topic of education. Some of these may be about just the learning process, the importance of education, the experiences we have in high school, in elementary school, in college, some of the problems we face, equity, accessibility, money. So there are a lot of different topics that we can talk about. And what you're going to do is you're going to choose 2 topics that you're interested in. And I do want to let you know that these narratives, these ideas, these book chapters, I've loosely categorized them based on sort of the major theme. But there are other themes. So what I'm going to have you do to begin with is I'm going to have you start by reading at least 2 of those sources from 2 different topics. So for a total of 4 sources. I want to encourage you to read more. The better prepared you are to enter the discourse, the better you're going to write your essays. So for the first thing we're going to do, we're going to just explore the topic. We're just going to look and see what people are saying. So we're looking at, and then that first essay is going to be you writing about 2 of the sources that you read, that you're interested in exploring more. You're going to summarize those sources, and you're going to add your own insight or experience. You're going to reflect. A lot of times when we become interested in a topic of discourse, it's because it relates to us. So talk about how it relates to you. Talk about your initial thoughts on the topic, okay? Talk about what the authors say. So this is a compare contrast with a reflection. The second thing we will do is we will research. We will get curious. So a couple of essays isn't enough to fully explore the topic of discourse. We want to get curious. We want to go look and see what else is out there. For this part, we're looking at primarily scholarly sources. These are peer-reviewed scholarly articles that you can find in an academic database. So we took a look at some sort of general interest in the first essay. Now we're going to build on that by looking at what the scholars have to say. Okay? You're going to choose at least 2 scholarly essays or scholarly articles that touch on the same topic. So if I'm reading Tom Hanks and maybe Janine K. Brooker-Sett, and I'm talking about the benefits of going to community college, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go look and see what the numbers say, what the statistics say, what are the transfer rates, what are people arguing, what are some of the benefits. For this one, the second essay, you will evaluate those sources and we'll dig into a little bit of rhetorical presentation. You're going to look at whether or not they presented the information in a credible way, whether or not there were any fallacies that we need to be aware of. There are always fallacies. Who they seem to be speaking to. So we're doing sort of a miniature rhetorical analysis where we're going to compare the 2 sources and talk about what they add to the conversation and how. The third part is now where you are able to add your argument. So we started with somebody else's arguments and experiences. we get curious and we build on those with facts and data and scholarly information. And then we're ready to join the conversation. And this last essay will be your persuasive research paper, where you give your argument. For this one, you are going to include maybe some personal experience, but you're also going to include those anchor texts that you did the first essay on, and you're going to include the scholarly information, and then you can add more to that. As long as you've vetted your sources for credibility, you can add up to 3 more sources. And that is how we are going to tackle listening to and joining discourse.